This 10 Florida cities are experiencing price collapses that rival the 2008 financial crisis. And the number one city? Northport. Home prices down 10.3% in just 12 months. That's a $50,000 loss if you bought at the peak. But Northport isn't alone. Naples, the luxury waterfront paradise, is down 19.2% from its peak. Cape Coral down 13%. Punta Gorda down 14.5%. And according to CoreLogic, a real estate analytics firm, 5 Florida markets have very high risk of experiencing a major price crash in the next 12 months. And in the next 7 minutes, you're going to discover exactly why these 10 cities are collapsing while the rest of Florida holds steady. Because this isn't just about market corrections or seasonal fluctuations. This is about hurricane insurance making home ownership impossible, about migration collapsing by 80%, about buyers completely disappearing from markets that were red hot just 3 years ago. If you own property in any of these cities, if you're thinking about buying, or if you're trying to understand where Florida's housing market is actually headed, what I'm about to show you will change everything. Let me take you back to 2021. COVID changed everything. Remote work exploded. Suddenly, living in New York or California made 0 sense. Why pay 14% state income tax when Florida charges nothing? Why freeze in winter when you can have sunshine year-round? And Southwest Florida became ground zero for the boom. Cape Coral, Northport, Punta Gorda. These weren't luxury markets, they were affordable alternatives to expensive coastal cities. Young families, retirees, remote workers, everyone wanted in. In Northport, home prices jumped from under $200,000 in 2020 to over $477,000 by April 2024. That's a 138% increase in 4 years. Cape Coral, similar story. Naples, even more extreme, hitting $795,000 at the peak. People were buying sight unseen, waiving inspections, offering cash over asking, bidding wars on every property. Days on market? Under 10 days. Homes were selling before they even showed up in monthly inventory reports. Fast forward to November 2025. Same cities, different reality. Northport median home price? $346,000, down 10.3% from April 2024. That's a $49,000 loss in 18 months. Naples? Down to $623,000, a drop of nearly $200,000 from the peak. Cape Coral homes taking 102 days to sell instead of 10. 71% of Northport homes selling below asking price. So here's your dopamine gap. You expected Florida to keep booming forever. Everyone told you real estate always goes up, but reality? 10 Florida cities are in full collapse mode. And if you bought at the peak, you've lost tens of thousands of dollars in equity. In some cases, you're underwater on your mortgage. Let's get specific, because not every Florida city is collapsing. Miami is actually still rising, Orlando holding steady. But these 10 cities, they're experiencing what experts are calling an overcorrection. Here they are, ranked by severity of price decline. Number 10, Port St. Lucie, down 1.2%. Median home price, $420,000, down 1.2% year over year. That's the smallest decline on this list, but it's notable because Port St. Lucie was one of the hottest markets during the pandemic. Now, days on market increasing, price cuts common, buyers have leverage for the first time in years. Number 9, Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, down 1.3%. Median home price, $400,000, down 1.3% year over year. Tampa was supposed to be unstoppable, major corporations relocating, remote workers flooding in, but insurance costs are killing the market. Some homeowners are paying over $10,000 annually just for insurance. Add that to your mortgage, and suddenly Tampa isn't affordable anymore. Number 8, Deltona, Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach, down 2.2%. Median home price, $352,000, down 2.2% year over year. Daytona's problem is aging housing stock and lack of high-wage jobs. It attracted buyers during the boom looking for affordability, But now those buyers can't cover rising costs. Insurance, HOA fees, property taxes, all climbing while wages stay flat. Number 7, Lakeland, Winter Haven, down 2.5%. Median home price, $325,000, down 2.5% from peak. Lakeland was the affordable option for people who couldn't afford Tampa, but according to CoreLogic, it's now flagged as very high risk for a major price decline. Why? Because it's inland, lacks beaches, and when the economy slows, buyers choose coastal cities over suburban sprawl. Number 6, Northport, Sarasota, Bradenton, down 9.9%. Median home price, $475,000, down 9.9% year over year. This entire metro area is suffering. Northport leading the decline, but Sarasota and Bradenton following close behind. Hurricane Ian devastated parts of this region. Insurance companies fled, premiums tripled, and buyers don't want the risk anymore. According to ATTOM data, Cape Coral has one of the highest foreclosure rates among major metros in Q3 2025. People can't afford to stay. They can't afford to sell at a loss, so they're walking away, letting the bank take the property. Number 4, Sebastian Vero Beach, down 10.2%. Median home price, $386,190, down 10.2% year over year. This is a quieter market, less flashy than Naples or Miami, but it attracted retirees and second home buyers during the boom. Now, those buyers are disappearing. Seniors on fixed incomes can't afford doubled insurance premiums. Second home buyers are pulling back as the economy softens. Number 3, The Villages, down 11.3%. Median home price, $347,000, down 11.3% year over year. This one surprises people. The Villages is one of the largest retirement communities in America, over 130,000 residents. It was supposed to be recession-proof because retirees always need housing. But here's what happened. During the pandemic, retirees rushed to buy. They didn't want to wait. They feared being priced out, so they bought at peak prices. Now, inventory is flooding the market as more developments open. Buyers realize they can negotiate, and prices are falling fast. Number 2, Punta Gorda, down 14.5%. Median home price, $325,000, down 14.5% year over year. Punta Gorda is a small Gulf Coast city that got hammered by Hurricane Ian in 2022. The physical damage was catastrophic, but the insurance fallout has been even worse. Many homeowners still haven't fully rebuilt. Insurance companies won't write new policies. The ones that will are charging premiums that make ownership unaffordable. And buyers are terrified. They see what happened to Punta Gorda and think, why would I buy a Gulf Coast home when the next hurricane could destroy it? So inventory piles up, prices fall, and sellers are trapped. Number 1, Northport, down 10.3%, biggest drop in the nation. According to Consumer Affairs, Northport has the biggest home price drop of any city in the entire country, not just Florida, the entire country. Mark Klecka, a Coldwell Banker realtor in Northport, calls it leveling the playing field. He says prices got ridiculous during the boom, and this is a settling and cooling of the market to bring things to realistic levels. But here's the data that should terrify sellers. 71% of Northport homes are selling below asking price. The average home sits on the market for 102 days. Compare that to 10 days during the boom. Homes are taking 14 times longer to sell. And according to Zillow, Northport's typical home value is $318,000 as of November 2025. That's down 9.3% over the past year. Redfin shows similar numbers. The trend is clear and accelerating. So why are these 10 cities collapsing while Miami and Orlando hold steady? It's not random. It's 5 specific forces converging at once. Force 1, the insurance apocalypse. Florida homeowners insurance costs increased 54% from 2019 to 2024. But in Southwest Florida, especially Cape Coral, Northport, and Punta Gorda, it's even worse. Some homeowners are paying over $10,000, $15,000, even $20,000 annually. And after Hurricane Ian, insurance companies either left entirely or stopped writing new policies. Citizens Property Insurance, the state-backed insurer of last resort, is overwhelmed, so buyers can't get insurance. And without insurance, banks won't give mortgages. It's a death spiral. Force 2. Migration collapse. Florida gained 314,000 new residents in 2022. In 2024, just 64,000. That's an 80% collapse. And migration drives housing demand. When 1,000 people a day are moving to Florida, you need more housing. But when migration drops to a trickle, all that inventory sits empty. Remote work is declining. Companies are forcing people back to offices. If you have to work in New York 5 days a week, you can't live in Northport anymore. So the buyers who fueled the boom are gone. Force 3. Overbuilding and oversupply. Southwest Florida went on a construction frenzy during the boom. Developers assumed demand would last forever. They built thousands of homes. And now, inventory is exploding. Northport has 3,198 homes for sale. Cape Coral, similar numbers. When supply floods the market and demand evaporates, prices collapse. Force 4. Hurricane risk and climate reality. Buyers are waking up to climate risk. Northport has a 73% wildfire risk over the next 30 years, 39% of properties at risk of severe flooding, 100% at extreme risk of severe wind events. That's not a market, that's a disaster zone. And after watching Hurricane Ian, Helene, and Milton devastate Southwest Florida in consecutive years, buyers are asking, why would I buy here? The answer increasingly is, you wouldn't. Force 5. Affordability lockout. With mortgage rates still above 6%, insurance costs skyrocketing, and home prices still elevated from the boom, affordability is impossible for average buyers. You need an income of $124,000 annually to afford a typical Florida home. Most people don't make that much, so the buyer pool has shrunk dramatically. Only the wealthy can afford these markets now. And wealthy buyers choose Miami, Palm Beach, and Naples over Northport and Cape Coral. So here's where we are. 10 Florida cities are experiencing price collapses that experts say haven't bottomed yet. Northport down 10.3%, Naples down 19.2% from peak, Cape Coral, Punta Gorda, the Villages, all in double-digit declines. According to Cotality, 5 of these markets have very high risk of major price declines continuing through 2026. That's Cape Coral, Lakeland, Northport, St. Petersburg, and West Palm Beach. If you own property in these cities, the numbers are brutal. You've lost tens of thousands in equity. If you bought at the peak, you might be underwater. And selling means taking a significant loss or waiting years for prices to recover. But if you're a buyer, this is your moment. 71% of homes selling below asking. Days on market over 100 days. Inventory flooding the market. You have negotiating power you haven't had in 5 years. Experts like Mark Klecka say this is a settling and cooling to realistic levels. But others warn the bottom isn't in yet. Migration still declining, insurance still rising, hurricane risk still increasing. The forces driving these collapses aren't going away anytime soon. The Florida dream isn't dead, but it's definitely on life support in these 10 cities. And if you're holding property hoping for a quick recovery, you might be waiting a very long time. Because when insurance makes homeownership unaffordable and climate risk makes buyers terrified, there's no quick fix. There's just a slow grind lower until prices reach levels that make sense again. And we're not there yet. That's it for today. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.